Hello. Hopefully this works and people are able to get back in again. Let's see. Restarting the live stream. Okay. Well, yeah. In case anybody wants to come back in and hang out with us, we are back. But I don't think that a lot of people will know that we're back. Glad you're back. Sorry, I'm clearly not a professional, and now I have this wonky web camera that I have set up that looks way worse than the the camera I had.
It's better than the alternative, though.
I only do these like once every 6 months, and I'm that bad at the one that I tried to do. So yeah, thanks for sticking around with us. Sorry about that, but we're back, and my webcam can't overheat, so I guess we just got to go with the poorer quality. I had this. Let me show you guys this. I had this camera set up, and it had air conditioning going and everything, and somehow it overheated and shut off. So if anybody can tell me how to keep my Sony camera from overheating during a live stream,
I should have blown on it.
I would love to know. Josh is using dial-up now.
Yes.
Was it?
Do you hear the clicking in the background?
Yeah, exactly. Man. All right. Well, if anybody still wants to hang out with us, we're here again. There was like 400 people. Now we got 86. So you're having a smaller live stream with us than previously. Buy a Canon and get rid of a Sony. There you go. Might as well. Basically, how bad that was. That's an ad for Sony. In air conditioning, 45 minutes, and it died. So.
Well, howdy, Elgin, from London. Sweet. London's an awesome spot.
I run a YouTube channel called Megatherium Club, which focuses on national parks. Love your stuff, but I'd love you to see more content in PA. Let me know if you want any ideas. What do we do in PA this time?
Well, now, when you were kind of fooling around here trying to get things going, I was saying about how I think Pennsylvania is such a gorgeous state. And to be able to do more in PA would be cool, especially the Poconos in the fall are just gorgeous.
Yeah, we did Pittsburgh, we did Philadelphia, we did Gettysburg. Yeah, we stopped in Gettysburg for a little bit. I would love to spend more time in there too. Let's see. Made a comment, one of the Pop's favorite videos is Washington DC.
Thanks.
Did the cupcake challenge, and we agreed that Baked and Wired is the winner. Heck yes.
It really was.
It was so
winner,
good.
I think.
Yeah, and that was a cool spot too with the little napkin art they had in the back. That was fun. And we're back. Yeah, thanks for staying around with us. And I play Pops. I'm a professional, but he got the amateur on the team over here.
So it's my bad.
Yeah. I'm from the mitten. Even the trolls can find you. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. Minnesota. Man. So I will say this about Minnesota. I knew nothing going in to Minnesota, and we just absolutely loved the drive along the North Shore. Pops was looking at places to buy in Duluth. He liked Duluth.
I couldn't believe it. Out on that spit from Duluth, I thought, man, what a cool place to live.
Yeah, I don't know about the winter time, but man, just the fact that lake just literally looks like you're looking out at the ocean, and then driving all the way up to Canada, and there was dozens and dozens of waterfalls and trails and beautiful views, and we got to have that pie place we went to like 3 times on the way up and on the way back. That was a cool one. It's like Grandma's Pies or something.
Yeah, it was right in the coast.
Hello from Michigan, enjoying the videos for a few years now. Yeah, Michigan, man, the Upper Peninsula. Like, I had heard that it was beautiful, but man, getting to see it ourselves, that was such an incredible area. And it's crazy how remote that is. Like, I thought that it would be a lot more kind of cities and things going on, but I mean, it's just like you'll drive for hours and basically see nothing in that area, which is just pretty cool. And then you have the Shipwreck Museum with the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, which was so cool. Yeah, that's an amazing state.
Whenever I thought of Michigan, I always used to just think of Detroit, and so I think, oh, Michigan City. Michigan is beautiful, rural country, farmlands, coastlines, gorgeous.
What's left on your bucket list, Pops?
I would love to. I went to Yellowknife in northern Canada and saw the northern lights. I'd love to explore that really high up area of Canada, or even the upper banks of Alaska. I think that'd be really, really cool. I also would like to see if I could do part of or all of an Alaskan winter. I don't know if I'd be able to do that, but I'd love to try.
Pops, your bucket list has changed a lot. I remember your bucket list for a long time was you wanted to go down the Amazon.
Yeah.
The Amazon River. Do you still want to do that, or you don't care as much about the Amazon?
If I could, I'd love to do that too. It might be easier to do something though in North America, but I don't know.
Yeah, so
Gotta hit the lottery.
Stay away from the what are those fish that eat you?
Piranhas.
Piranhas. Stay away from the piranhas and just hang out with the bears in Alaska.
I'd probably more of a delicacy for the mosquitoes. To be honest there.
Pop's channel is Pop's Travel and Hiking. I put a link to it again. I'll just like pin it so people can see Pop's videos if they want to see them.
You're awesome, thank you.
Let's see. Oh yeah, they already told Pop's Hiking. There you go.
Yeah, Duluth. Yeah, I like Duluth. I thought Duluth was kind of a cool spot. I can't imagine what the weather could be like on Lake Superior though in the winter. It must be brutal.
Hello. Thanks for sticking with us. Enjoy your content. Props to you. Keep it up. We're trying our best over here, you know, getting through live streams. Have you thought about doing Lewis and Clark route? My wife and I actually used to talk about doing that all the time when we were driving through one place, like somewhere in Montana, and we went to this rock that had this carving from Lewis and Clark, and that kind of got us thinking about, hey, this would be a pretty cool thing to do at some point in time. I don't know if we'll ever get to it or not. There's so many good road trips, but I think that would be a pretty cool one. And when we were driving along Lincoln Highway, we saw a lot of Lewis and Clark stuff, and it seems like the Lewis and Clark route probably has more going on than the Lincoln Highway did. So
it was one thing that was really cool too, is in one of the the Lewis and Clark visitor centers, we go in there and they recognized us. Pops, Josh, you know, and they said, we're so sad our TV's down right now, but we run Josh's videos all day here.
Yeah, they said we could have walked into a visitor center, Lewis and Clark, and seen one of our videos. That would have been
really, really fun.
That would have been pretty cool. Did you consider doing an I-90 road trip from Massachusetts to Washington? Why not? We'd do anything. I don't think there's any road trip we wouldn't do. That would be a long drive. I've enjoyed most of your videos, enjoyed the point where I had to slowly start getting to other parts of the country. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I found. I mean, I spent so much time in California, and I do still think that California is one of the best states in terms of just the diversity of nature. I mean, it's just unparalleled. I mean, even Alaska, it's like I feel like California even has a little bit more diversity than that. But going outside of California and seeing just how incredible all these other states are, I mean, there's so much beauty in the United States, and it's definitely made me excited to just go and explore as much of it as I possibly can. Pops, any recommendation for a place where history buffs would go?
Well, it depends on what your interest is, but a couple of things. As a kid growing up, we used to go to all the Civil War battlegrounds. I grew up in New Jersey, all the battlegrounds on the East Coast. So going to places like Gettysburg or Antietam, or all those different places are just incredible to see if you're interested in that area of history. Valley Forge and a lot of stuff around Philadelphia if you're interested in Revolutionary War stuff. Out west, places like, I just put a video up last week about the Virginian Hotel, places like that where you get a feel for the West. Deadwood, I love Tombstone. Those places are really cool for kind of the Western vibe, but you could do another whole thing that's just historically related to national parks, and that's really cool too, how they developed and the history behind those. So yeah, it just depends on your interest. There's lots of opportunities. And
Pops is super into cowboy stuff.
Big cowboy. But I always say too, for any of you, when you're going to go somewhere, like the recommendation I made about the Everglades, if you can read about it before you go. The Everglades, you look at it and you can be very unimpressed. But when you understand a little about what it is, it's incredible. So.
Good tips. Do you script things out to make a better story, or do you just see what happens? We 100% see what happens. Sometimes I wish I could script Pops out sometime to make a better story, but we got too much going on most of the time to do any scripting.
I do write my own jokes.
Yeah, that's why you never see any in the videos. Pops, did you make it to Lake Tahoe yet?
We did. I was so excited. On the end of the Lincoln Highway thing, the Lincoln Highway actually goes around Lake Tahoe. We stopped in the city, but Josh was like, let's spend an extra night. And so we went out and saw Emerald Bay. What was that little island?
Yeah, Finette Island in the middle of Emerald Bay.
Yeah, so I got to see Lake Tahoe. Gorgeous
we watched
spot.
The sunset over Emerald Bay.
The sunset. Yeah, got to get back there though.
Let's see. Way to keep it up, Pops. Thanks for representing for the more mature crowd. Are you more mature, Pops?
I was going to say, I appreciate the fact that you refer to me as mature. I don't think you mean the way I mean it, though.
Have you gone up to the Azusa Mountains, Crystal Lake, or Crystal Cafe? I definitely have not done that. I'll have to look into that. That's not too far from us. Hey, Kelly. Yeah, we had to jump out and jump back in. My camera overheated, and I could not figure out how to switch the camera over. So, we got it working, though. Hello from Outer Banks. Thanks for stopping by and coming back to our stream again. Have you ever been to Florida Springs? No, we've never been to Florida Springs. I don't even know where that is.
What is it in Florida? I'm wondering.
We did only a very little of Florida. We flew into Miami and we basically stayed in the very southern section and then did the Florida Keys drive. So we have a lot of Florida that we should still explore for sure.
I vaguely remember something like that as a kid, going to Florida.
Florida Springs. So
Florida
maybe.
Springs. It was right after the Disney Epcot Center and everything had opened. We went down there, so I wonder if it was that time.
Do you plan on hiking the Appalachian Trail? Are you planning on doing that anytime soon, Pops?
You know, in a different lifetime.
You could have a good video series hiking the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah, I could do a video. Old man dies on the Appalachian Trail. His story.
I'm not much of a through hiker, honestly. Like I wish that sounded interesting to me because I think it'd be really cool to do those things. But I'm like, the most I probably would ever consider doing is the John Muir Trail. I would love to do that. That's about 200-ish miles, couple weeks. So love to do that at some point in time, but I don't think I'm set out for a 6 to 7 month backpacking trip. Maybe one of my kids will get into it and in like 18 years we'll do it or something. So glad for these chats. Been with you since the pandemic. Stay safe. Thanks, man. That's a long time now. It's crazy how long it's been, but thank you for staying with us that long. We appreciate it. We love sharing these things with you guys. Spending the week in Salt Lake City, Moab, Arches, Canyonlands. Any tips or things we don't miss? Man, there's just too much beauty in that area. It's incredible.
Utah's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I would try to get a sunrise or a sunset at Delicate Arch. If you can, both of those. I mean, that's an incredible area for that. Sunset's a lot easier. It'll be a lot busier, but you don't have to hike up in the dark. And then Mesa Arch in Canyonlands for sunrise. There's always tons and tons of photographers there, and it's a small area. But if you're interested in photography, it's just one of the most incredible Southwest views you could ever have, basically.
And a lot of it is really accessible. It's like you don't have to make some monstrous long hike. So those of you who are mature, check it out, because there's a lot of things that you could actually do.
Pops, I would have never called you mature, so it's good that somebody else called you that.
Well, mature, they meant old.
Checking in, IE, what's up, Inland Empire? Checking in, Pink Box Donuts in Las Vegas. I've never had that before. Chocolate cheesecakes and apple pie donuts. Heck yes. Glad the videos are helpful when you're planning trips as well. You and your dad are your dynamic is great. Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of fun hanging out with each other and seeing all these things and stuff. I mean, neither one of us ever thought that we'd be doing this, that's for sure. But we have a good time with it. And he's always looking through all this stuff for us. I mean, you look at this video from this book, Lincoln Highway, and all these different things Pops went through, and he like circled and highlighted, and so he's definitely the historian for our road trips, figuring out all of the places, and I'm more of the kind of weird stops person.
And if you do the Lincoln Highway, this is a must. At any section of it, this is a must.
Hi from India. Hello. I don't even know what time it is in India, but thanks for stopping by. Amy and I went to India and we loved it. Is it true that you don't actually travel and film everything with a green screen in your garage? Shh, don't tell.
I'm AI, actually.
Yeah, Pops and I are about to go to northern Canada right after this. Pops, just subscribe to your channel. There you go.
Thank you, Rita. You're awesome.
Watch some. Pops is almost at 4,000 hours of watch. Look at that, Pops. You're up at 3.06 now.
Wow, you
got
are so
60 new subscribers to Pops' channel.
So kind. And I'm not joking too. Josh and I always talk about how, people are so snarky sometimes, and you guys are always so kind to us. So we surely do appreciate that. No joking. Dead serious.
Your travels are so interesting. We love to experience road trips too. Enjoy watching your videos. Thanks for watching them. Amy Kelly providing some tips for I might need to find a fan to just shine on my camera or something. I have no idea how it could overheat that quickly.
Ice cubes.
Yeah, and it didn't even have, it had like an external battery pack that's plugged into the wall. It didn't even have like an battery in it. So hello from Pakistan. Hello.
Wow.
Thanks for stopping by.
Hassan, awesome.
Pops, they would love to see a Civil War tour on your
That would
channel.
be pretty sick. That would be incredible. I can't imagine somebody hasn't done that, but that would be sick. And Gettysburg, you go to that place. We were just there, and you think of the carnage that happened there. Oh my gosh, it's so hard.
You still say someday I'll be as tall as my pops, yes sirree Bob. I think the first time I've ever said yes sirree Bob was when you just wrote that comment
Yeah.
right now. So I
He
might have
was-
to put that into my
His
thing.
thing was more, hopefully I'll be as good looking as my pops. That's what he was hoping for. Obviously, he didn't make it.
Yeah,
You know.
clearly yes sirree Bob. How many national parks do you have left to do? What do you plan on when you get them all done? I have 50. How many you have done, Pops?
What do I have? I think I've got like 36 or 37, something like
I
that.
found this cool thing, not sponsored, on the TikTok shop that allows me to put these pins into the ones that I've been to. So I don't know, I really like it. I like putting all the little pins into here, and hopefully at some point in time we'll finish them all. We're going to Puerto Rico in a couple months, and so I'm hoping to get to Virgin Islands when I'm there, which is one of the more difficult ones. That and American Samoa. The rest of them I could probably get done pretty quickly. One of the big ones is the Colorado area. I'm hoping to go to the Colorado, to like Denver, and do like a big Colorado road trip one time, and we can check off a bunch of national parks, because I haven't done any national parks in Colorado, and people always say, why do you hate Colorado, when they comment on my videos, and because I don't have anything there. And it's not that I hate it, it's that I want to dedicate the time that I feel like Colorado needs. I don't want to just like pop in for a day. So hopefully we can plan like 2 weeks in Colorado one of these times and get a bunch of the national parks knocked out over there. Pops really makes your videos. He's so down to earth. He has a great sense of humor. He is the perfect dad who takes an interest in life. There you go.
Wow, that's really kind of you to say that, Tom. It really is. But yeah, I mean, and Josh and I just talk the whole time we're driving and stuff. It's really, really kind of fun to hang out.
And listen to audiobooks. We listen to a lot of audiobooks.
Yeah, we finished the Bob Verse, and then I got him to listen to Virginian.
Yeah, we listened to the Virginian. We were doing our historic audiobooks this time.
Before we went to the Virginian Hotel. That was perfect.
Love the Freedom Trail. Yeah, we did the Freedom Trail right at the end of our New England one. That was a super cool one. Planning on, there you go. There's a tip. Planning on visiting Colorado anytime soon. I hope so. I'd love to spend a lot of time in Colorado, but no plans at the moment. Pops Fort Tejon on the I-5 is so cool. That is true. We did. I think we stopped there when we did the
stop
5.
there.
That would be a cool one to do some history stuff in.
Another one in the Northeast U.S. is Fort Ticonderoga and the Green Mountain Boys and all that.
That'd be a good one.
Oh man.
We went to Gettysburg. We saw that cyclorama thing, and we really wanted to do it. But we also were trying, when we were doing the Lincoln Highway, we were trying to figure out kind of how to tell the story of the Lincoln Highway more than just telling the stories of all the things that are on the way. I don't know if we captured that or not in the story, but Gettysburg is a perfect example in that. Like, I could have spent 2 hours making a Gettysburg video,
Easily.
but we wanted to kind of try to not make it focused on any one specific area, but like the route as a whole. So we didn't spend as much time in Gettysburg as we would have liked. So definitely would have loved to see the cyclorama, and hopefully next time we can go back and do that. I'm guessing now you're talking about Florida, but yeah, I don't think we have a lot of desire to go to Disney. Pops is not a huge Disneyland fan, so we probably won't be doing that. Met Traveling Robert a few weeks ago. Oh, cool. We met him up in Dawson City.
Yeah, he and his wife were great.
Yeah, that was really fun to hang out with him. He makes awesome videos. They always traveling. So definitely check out Traveling Robert. I think he's in like Spain or something I saw recently. So that I'm jealous. I'd love to be in Spain right now. That's awesome. Thanks for the wonderful videos. Pops is my favorite. How come nobody says Josh is my favorite?
I don't know. I'm trying to see, how would I pronounce that? Chetri? Thank you, Chetri, for the kind word. That's very nice.
Love your videos. It seems like you guys both wake up early on road trips. What's a typical day look like? Oh man. Yeah, we wake up we wake up early. It depends on the time of the year. So like the good thing about the summer is that when the sun goes down at like 9 o'clock at night, we don't have to be in as much of a rush. So we can stay at places a little bit longer, get up a little bit earlier. But some of these road trips where the sun goes down at 5, in the winter, it's like we're up at 6:30 or 7 because we just don't have as much time in the day. The good thing about that though is that when we get back, we have lots of time to relax and watch Madness or play Nintendo Switch. We play a lot of
Mario
Nintendo
Party.
Switch, a lot of Mario Party. Pops wins like 1 out of every
That is
20
not
times
true.
we play.
I'm going to start making a video of my victories on Mario Party.
We should do an online Mario Party match with our followers and everybody. I think the new Mario Party game comes out in October. Can like 30 people could play at once.
We should definitely.
Y'all
do that.
should play Mario Party with us. Pops would probably get last place if we did that.
I would want you to feel you're doing it.
Loved when you were dressed up like an alien on the
That
extraterrestrial
was
highway.
funny, I have to admit. I thought that was really
Next time
funny.
we do a live, you should just like show up late and walk in with the alien outfit on. I think we still got it in the garage or something. Do you use WordPress for your websites? I do. I use WordPress. That's what I've always used, so that's what I'm the most familiar with. If I made a video with my dad, it'd be 30 minutes of mumbling to each other with Elvis music playing. Very few watchers. Hey, you never know. I mean,
I'd show up for the Elvis
you
music.
sing some Elvis music while you're doing that. Yeah, I'm starting van life soon, so I'll add a list of stops and you guys put on the videos. Yeah. Van life would be awesome. I think if I was in a lot younger or something, I would have loved to have done that. I'm not a huge like RV person. I've never been super interested in that, but maybe as the kids get older, we'll look at renting an RV every once in a while just to travel like that. But the idea of kind of having that location independence, I feel like that would be so cool. So I hope you enjoy the van life if you do it. Also, I think that you were asking about how the entire day looks in that previous comment. We basically get up, go to a coffee shop to get coffee, and then we just hit the ground running, and we'll do 15, 20, 30, 10, just depends on how many things we have to do that day and stops.
We'll put together a list, and we try to get there. And it's like a lot of these places are just randomly closed. And so we have to go to the next place, even though they say they're open. So
Yeah, but we'll basically just go as hard as we can, and then we get back in the hotel and we both kind of just pass out. That's why we play video games, is that we don't have a lot of energy.
occasionally we will discover something on the route, but not that often.
Have you ever considered doing a series of wheelchair accessible trails? Yeah, I mean, we tried to mention that whenever we can. I wish that I thought about mentioning it more because I know how important it is to people traveling. But we do try, and it would be cool if we can kind of make a list of like some of the best
That's
things we've
actually
seen.
a good idea. Maybe that's something I can try to go back and gather, that the top wheelchair accessible trails that we visited. That's actually an interesting
Yeah,
idea.
that'd be an awesome video. I'm sure people would really, really love that. Let's see. I always enjoy how much you both enjoy visiting everything. You're always so happy. It makes everything better. Yeah, I mean, I talked about this many times. I'm sure you guys have heard me ramble about it, but I mean, the fact that I can do what I'm doing with my wife and my kids and with my dad, and just the fact that I can be able to have these experiences and have it be my job. I mean, I feel so incredibly blessed to have those experiences, and so to not make the most of that and to not be excited about everything that we get to see. I mean, I don't know. For me, it's like I just can't. I'm blown away. I'm like getting to go on these trips and have these cool experiences, and so everything you see is cool.
No.
And we love finding like the positives in everything that we're able to do.
And those of you who are parents, especially older like me, I mean, the fact that my 40-year-old son wants to hang out with me, I mean, my gosh, that's worth whatever. That's worth a lot.
Hey, saying hello from the Rangers at the Lewis and Clark. Hey, what's up? What's
We
up,
were just talking
guys?
about you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for stopping
Thanks for
in.
playing our videos.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, you guys are definitely awesome. It was cool to come in and meet you.
Hey, say hi to the troll for me under the bridge.
Yeah, the troll. What was that guy's name? I don't even remember.
Blue troll.
The blue troll.
Yeah.
Avid subscriber. Because of you, my bucket list is getting longer. Slow down a bit. Yeah, I would. I don't know. There's just you never know how much time you have, so you gotta make as most of what you can
that's
do.
fun.
I have that map, and I'm at 23. Awesome. Yeah, it's so cool. That map was. I just like randomly saw it on TikTok, and I couldn't not buy it. I was too excited about it. I even bought one for my friend who's doing all the high points, and they had the same map where you could put in little mountains for all the high points. So we got one of those
For every
too.
state,
Yeah. Our kids are your kids' age, Pop's grandkids, that is. We're from Germany. We love family content. Any more videos containing family coming soon? Yeah, I think I have a couple videos with the kids. We did a lot, like they did a lot of New York stuff with me, and so we didn't do a lot of like specific videos with them, but they went to Statue of Liberty. We have a video coming up when they did that. And my wife was considering doing a video on like New York things with children, so talking about kind of like how we travel and like the places that we saw. So there might be a video on that. And then we're hoping to do Lake Tahoe with the kids this fall to do some stuff. So we always have family travel videos coming. They don't come out as often, but if you go to the California channel, there's 6 or 7 family travel videos we've done on there too, if you haven't seen those ones. But yes, they definitely will keep coming. And then fine dining, yes, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing Thursday posts, is that I did 5 fine dining videos in New York. So it's probably starting next week or the week after, every Thursday there'll probably be a fine dining video for about a month. So if you're interested in fine dining content, which is a small amount of my audience, but something that I like a lot, then there'll be some fine dining content for you. You even surprise Pops with an experience.
Tell him you like that a lot, especially with his father.
Yeah, exactly. See if then he could go, Pops, what'd you go to with me?
What, Per Se?
Yeah, we went to Per
Went
Se.
to Per Se, amazing. It's kind of a sister restaurant with the French Laundry, and so I got to get some of the specialties that they have there. It's a different world. It's kind of it kind of blows you away a little bit as the things you taste and whatever. So
It's a full experience for sure. Here, just shake it. Let's see. My mom and I are going to Arizona in September, Sedona and Grand Canyon. Have you been to Montezuma's Castle? We did a Tuzigu. I didn't go to Tuzigu when we were there, but we definitely went to Montezuma's Castle, and it's a short little stop, but I mean, it's very cool. That's the one with the ruins up in the thing up in the hillside.
hopefully you have a clear day. We were there the last time we were there. It was so sad. These people come to see the Grand Canyon, and it was snowing, and you couldn't see anything, nothing at all. It was sad.
It was definitely sad. You inspired a father and daughter trip. That's so cool. That's amazing. I hope you have a great time. Tell us what you're doing, and hopefully it's just an amazing trip for you guys.
Awesome, Jeanette.
My Josh and Pops Love the Channel. You gave my wife and I some advice when hiking the Hollywood sign in October. Well, there you go. Awesome. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed doing the Hollywood sign. That's one of the weirdest. I think it's very cool, but it's one of the weirdest kind of things in Southern California, that you kind of hike up to the back of the Hollywood sign instead of like the front. You can get some good views from down below, but you would have thought that you kind of would hike up to like a front view, but you hike up and you're in the back looking out at the city and the Hollywood sign. Have you ever done that?
I haven't.
You should come to the Hollywood sign with me sometime.
Do they still have the Olympics things up there?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. When Tom Cruise was going down to it.
Yeah, you can do it by jumping out of an airplane and riding a motorcycle from Paris if you'd like.
Exactly. You can get to the Hollywood sign. Do you do any trips without me?
Not a lot. I mean, I travel a lot for my work. I lecture and speak in different places, but not a lot of trips.
You did a Joshua Tree trip without me that you have some videos on there.
I did Joshua Tree with my wife. I did a falls that was in Southern California. But
the Homer video you did was without me too.
That's true.
In Alaska.
Without you, yeah.
One of your top performing videos is when you leave me behind.
I know.
The Homer video.
Get rid of the riffraff and,
Let's see. Haven't seen any videos for a while. When's the next event? Well, if you haven't seen any videos for a while, then go to my channel. I post a video every Sunday, and I've posted every Thursday for the last couple weeks too. So there's probably 4 or 5 new videos on there for you. And if I also have like a little Substack email thing, so sometimes people don't see videos if you're subscribed, like YouTube won't show them or whatever. But if you subscribe to the little Substack, here's the new videos for the week. You can see it in the description of any of the videos, like not this one because I don't have anything in the description right now, but of like any of the other videos, you'll see like the kind of email subscriber thing on there.
Yeah, the 1880s town, I think we did that. That's the one where they gathered, it was a cool idea. They gathered all these old buildings from all around South Dakota, and put them into one little town, and you can kind of rent old Western clothes and walk around the town if you want. It was actually a fun little spot.
Yeah, I agree. You should do Great River Road next. It'd be amazing. Big fan since California Through My Lens. Thank you. California Through My Lens has been a little sad while I've been in New York. I have a lot of good ideas of things to do in California, so hopefully I'll get some California stuff soon. But I haven't posted on that channel in like 2 months, so let me know if you have any ideas. I'm always trying to think of new things to do there, but I've done so much in California, it's hard to know like what people would want to go to. Montezuma's Castle, Tuesday go, totally go. Very interesting in the Sedona area. There you go. So yeah, there's a shout out. Kelly has been everywhere. Whenever they say anything to me, they've always been to all the places that I've been. So it's a good recommendation right there. I think we're going to backpacking Pictured Rocks. Pops did a video of that. Wow, backpacking along the Pictured Rocks area would be so cool.
Yeah, I didn't do anything about the hiking, but we did do a little bit of hiking in Picture Rocks area.
Yeah, that's a beautiful area, and the coastline there with like the sand dunes and stuff. I mean, we spent one day there, but it would have been awesome to spend a lot more time. Any tips for someone who's really interested yet but a bit hesitant to do solo trips across the United States? Done some to national parks like Acadia, Big Bend. Well, if you've been to Big Bend, that's one of the most remote of the national parks, so you're probably doing pretty good with the solo trips. I mean, there's a lot of like cool ways to meet. Like if you can see meetup groups a lot of times. I know LA has them where you can meet up with people who are doing hikes and stuff. So I mean, if you're going to a bigger city like New York or LA, you could probably find like a meetup group where you could hang out with some people and do some hikes. But I mean, what I've found is like when we've traveled around, I mean, everybody's been very nice and kind to us when we've been driving. We really haven't had a lot of issues road tripping and things like that. So I mean, I think outside of some of the known areas, some of the bigger cities, like the country feels pretty safe from a lot of the trips that went, at least. So Pops isn't a Disney lover. He looks so much like Goofy though.
Harsh.
I agree. Another shout out for Traveling Robert. Traveling Robert is awesome. Definitely check him out. Let's see. My dad and I are spending 24 hours in Seattle. He is 84 years young. So do you remember 84 at all?
1984. I remember.
Debating if we should go to Rainier or Olympic. I would probably say go to Olympic. Rainier is incredible, but like the hike that we did there, or that I did, is a lot more strenuous to get some of the best views. I mean, you could see a lot of stuff without doing the hikes there, but Olympic was a lot easier, I think.
Yeah, Rainier is gorgeous, and you can do some kind of walking around, and there are places you can drive to with epic views of the mountain reflected on water and stuff. So, but the trails can be a little rigorous, so just throw that in your mind.
We are back. Yeah, yeah. Some people are still fighting my technical difficulties. Pops and other characters shine through your lens. Ah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I love having other people tell the stories and stuff. It gets boring just hear me talking and doing voiceovers and all that stuff. So I love being able to have my wife or Pops or the kids come with me on the videos. I even took my mom to a restaurant in one of the videos coming up.
And he'll say to me, "We're going to pull over on this thing. Have 3 minutes ready about such and such." And so I'll jump on the internet or something. And
yeah, in Lincoln Highway, Pops, I've definitely relied on Pops a lot more to be like, "Hey, tell me some history in the video," because there's just so much to cover. I needed him to help me out a little bit, or it's going to take me like 3 months to edit that video. So he had read that big book and he was good at doing it. Let's see. My wife and I spoke to you last year. You gave us some advice on hiking to the Hollywood sign in Griffith Observatory. Oh, cool. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I love Griffith Observatory. That's by far one of my favorite places in California. So if you come to the LA area, I mean, definitely check that out. And glad that I was able to give you some good tips.
Belfast is a fascinating spot too.
Oh yeah, you loved going around Belfast.
I love Belfast. Yeah.
Any plans to explore other parts of the world? Absolutely. It's just a lot easier with Pop's still working, and I obviously have the family and trying to take 4 people on a airplane ride to other parts of the world. It's like I feel like I want to spend more time in places now instead of just trying to get somewhere quickly. And so that's what we've been trying to do in the United States first, and then hopefully we'll be able to do that in some other parts of the world as well. There's just so much cool stuff to explore. I mean, it's crazy. I'd love to see it all. Hey, do you ever take time to meet up with your subscribers when traveling? I mean, we get recognized all the time, and we talk to people all the time on our trips. So if you ever see us on a trip,
stop us. We'd love to talk to you.
Pops gets some good pictures taken of him and everything, and they hand me the phone to take a picture of Pops.
That's hilarious. Because I'm such a moose, I tend to be seen first. But
yeah, and we stick out like a sore thumb. So when I'm traveling by myself a lot, don't get recognized too often. But when Pops and I are together, we get recognized all the time because you can see him. He's like 3 feet taller than everybody else around and stuff. But we love connecting with people. And I saw something about a meetup on here too. I'd love to do that. I just haven't thought through the logistics or whatever. So if anybody has meetup suggestions, maybe sometime we can meet up in LA and do a short hike or something and have some food or whatever if anybody's interested in doing that. Ever been to Wisconsin Dells? Someone was telling me about that, but I have not
Been there as a kid.
What did you think of Wisconsin Dells then?
I thought it was good. I didn't think it was amazing, but I thought it was good.
I don't even know what the Wisconsin Dells are.
Yeah, well, you ought to look it up.
You tell me what it is. You don't even know.
There's this thing called the internet.
Yeah. We don't know whether Pops has been to the Wisconsin
You
Dells
go
or
around
not.
in a boat and you'd see all these rocks and stuff.
That sounds awesome. Go see rocks. What's Pops' channel? What's your channel, Pops?
Pops Hiking. Look for Pops Hiking. Thank you.
Been a subscriber for 2 years. You inspired us to visit Alaska. We just returned from the wave. Oh, well, congratulations on getting wave permits. I took me 5 years and probably like $100 worth of permit fees to apply and to finally get it. So I loved that hike, and I hope you loved it as well. It might have been really hot right now. Let us know. Super chat. Thank you from Happyfied in California. Thank you for the super chat. Found you after Huell Hauser passed away and was looking for new California travel info. Thanks for helping me find new places. Very cool. And one of the nicest things anybody could say to me, because I mean, Huell was such a awesome, larger than life character in California. And whenever somebody talks to me about Huell or compares the stuff that we're doing to Huell, I mean, I'm so honored by that. I got to be in an art show one time where that was displaying a lot of Huell stuff, and they displayed my stuff.
Huell, and the opposite wall was Josh. It was so exciting.
Yeah, it was just such a cool thing to do because he's definitely an inspiration for what he was doing and stuff. And I mean, you can still watch his videos on YouTube and stuff. It's awesome. So thank you. That was very kind of you to say that. Any places you've been, you have no desire to return?
Disneyland.
There you go. He had a quick one. I mean, I find things to like in most places. My whole thing is like there's so much to see and so much limited time and kind of this life that we have. So I'd rather see something new most of the time than return to something. But I mean, most of the places I've been to, I loved. I love to go back to New York. Like we talked about driving Route 66 again. So I choose something new over something that I was going to return to though. There's another tip for going to Rainier. Took my mom who was in the 80s. And you can see a lot near the turnouts. Okay, so that's perfect. Yeah, I mean, there's some beautiful waterfalls in Rainier as well. Going to Julian next month for apple picking. Which farm do you recommend? You can watch my video on Julian if you're interested on the California channel. That's with my family. We went last year, and we actually went at the end of September, and the farm that we went to had no apples left, and like all the farms had no apples left. So I wish I could recommend an apple picking farm, but the only place we were able to pick apples at was at the
grocery store,
the cider place. There was a cider place that had apples. So I don't know any of the farms that would be the best, but we had a great time in Julian, and watch that video if you want things to do. Let's see. Been subscribed to Pop's page for months. You're an OG Pops fan. Then there you go,
What's
Pops.
up, bro? Thank you so much.
My kids are a big fan of Pops and learning about all the different parks. Awesome.
Thank you, Zach. That's awesome.
Pops is travel and hiking. That's his other channel.
Pops hiking.
Would you ever hike the PCT? Same thing with like the AT. I love to do like the shorter parts. Like I'd love to do the John Muir Trail, but 6 months is not for me. I don't think I could do it. We're game with fine dining. Awesome.
Ooh,
I'm glad
okay.
that you like the fine dining videos.
And particularly with an older person. Right?
Yeah, with
That's
Pops
what you're
going
saying.
on the fine
Thank you,
dining
Roderick.
trips.
Yeah, thank
You're
you.
going to be fighting Amy for it, though. Been watching your stuff nonstop. Any cameras you recommend? Well, apparently not the one that I was using earlier.
I found this thing. It's called an iPhone. And
Yeah, I mean, Pops
it never overheats.
he shoots all his videos with his iPhone. I mean, and it works great. Like, I honestly, like, if I was starting out, I probably would worry more about like the storytelling aspect and like getting good shots with something like an iPhone than I would even in getting in a camera right now. There's some amazing videos online about the way people set up shots to make them like more cinematography type things with like tripods and storytelling and stuff like that. And I think that if you do that well, you can do that well with any type of camera. So I would start with like learning those types of basics, editing, storytelling, and composing shots with your phone. And then if you get into it and you start really enjoying it, like there's the entry-level Sony, like the A6000 series is a really great one to start with if you want interchangeable lenses. But for me, I mean, I still use my iPhone for a lot, and there's going to be a new iPhone now next month, so video quality will probably even be better than that now. Like the fine dining content, especially with Pops. There
Especially
you go.
Right? Okay, let me write that down.
Yeah.
Especially with Pops.
We got one vote for you.
One vote.
You come to Missoula, Montana. I would love to.
Montana.
Have you ever been there? You went to Big Sky Country, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
He
But I
did
love
a
Montana.
fishing trip there.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Planned a lot of your trips around your videos. Awesome. That's why your channel is perfect for me. Yosemite, history, road trips, and the food. One of these days I'm going to French Laundry. I hope you can do it. Like, that was an incredible experience. And I totally understand that, like, these types of experiences are very expensive. Like, it's not lost on me at all. One of the things that, like, my wife and I talk about often with these trips is, like, you know, when we go out for dinner, like, it can easily be $60-$80, you know, for something around our area where we might not be as excited about it. And when you think about that, you know, and you go out to 10 dinners, that's about the price of the fine dining. So that's kind of how we approach it, is like, okay, if we really want to go to French Laundry or something like that, then like maybe we'll, you know, be trying to cook at home for a couple months and putting some of that money away that we would have gone out to dinner and then using it for an experience like that. And I think like something like the French Laundry is definitely an experience that I'll never forget in my life. And so if it's something that you're interested in, I think it's worth saving up to have those types of experiences myself. Love you guys. We love you as well.
Thanks, Jay.
Love the Michigan t-shirt, Pops.
I've had people look at this and say, "What is that?" No, they can't tell whether it's a picture of a face or something.
My husband is into backpacking, but my daughter is. That's awesome. Yeah, I hope one of my son or daughter is interested in backpacking. I'd love to do stuff with that. Any plans on Volcanic Lake Byway? That it's on the list as well. I love that area. So I've done that area a lot of times, but not the complete route. So I'd love to do that as a road trip. It's only like 500 miles too, which isn't too bad. Can do that a lot quicker than some of the ones that we do. Lincoln Highway was like 3,300 miles.
Crazy.
Do you wish that you combine the channel rather than have two channels every single day of my life?
Then I'd have to work.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the amount of work this guy does.
No, I'm saying that I think he's talking about my two channels.
Oh, your two channels. Oh.
Because I have the two channels that I try to keep
yeah,
up
that
with,
would-
the California channel and
but-
the other one.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's 100%.
But
Yeah, I don't think that would work. I think you're better having the California.
yeah, I
thing
mean,
separate.
I chose that a long time ago. When I started the other channel, I had some people be like, well, why don't you just put them together? And to me, it was kind of like, well, I've created all of this California content. I don't want it to get lost in like, oh, I'm going to just start doing a lot of other stuff. And so that's why I kind of split them and have kept them split. But as you can see, it does become harder and harder for me to keep up the content on both of the channels. So Gold Rush Towns, would love to do that. I love the history. We went to Placerville and we got to do a little Gold Rush stuff on the Lincoln Highway, but haven't done a lot of that. Love seeing the Mackinac Island video. Any more Michigan videos on the horizon? Yeah, we got 8 days in Michigan coming up. We loved Michigan and we explored as much as we possibly could in those 8 days. I mean, going to the Great Lakes, the shipwreck museum, and going to that crazy ski jump thing in the beginning of the time, and Kitchity Kippy, and I mean, I don't even remember. Oh, and the waterfalls. There's so many waterfalls we saw. Incredible. Oh, Pictured Rocks, like, and then going down south and seeing Sleeping Bear Dunes and all that stuff. I mean, that is a cool state. I would have wished I would have spent more than 8 days there.
That west coast of the Mitten is just beautiful too.
Yeah, it really is. Our two children, Brian and Olivia, particularly love Pops. Man, all the kids like you, Pops.
Hi, Brian. Hi, Olivia.
North Carolina. Have you ever done Superstition Mountain and the pony trekking? I have no idea what that is. I'll have to look that one up.
Superstition Mountain, that sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar. I know Pops loved the giant pistachio chili pepper. Are there any other giant food items that you would like to visit? Remember the giant chili pepper in
I
in
love the
Texas?
giant chili pepper.
And
That
the
was
giant
amazing.
pistachio was on the Utah video, I think.
Yeah.
Remember we saw that?
Am I in a giant garlic in Gilroy too? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think you've been to Gilroy with me, but that would be a good one.
New set of videos. Pops in front of giant vegetables.
Yeah, you're missing out. You could have done the giant spam museum. You went to the Jolly Green Giant.
That's true.
So yeah, I think what was your favorite food, Pops?
My favorite food.
Yeah, because that would be the food that you.
But there's something about vegetables.
No, he said, is there any other giant food items Pops would like to
Giant
visit?
food. How about a cheesesteak?
There you go. We did a cheesesteak taste testing in our Philadelphia
3
video
different cheesesteaks.
coming up. It was our go-to when I took a trip out. We visited Muir Woods, Land's End, Presidio, and of course, Bodine. I always figure out how to say that wrong. But yeah, that's great. I love San Francisco. There's so much cool stuff to do there. I haven't been back as much, but man, it's so cool. Love your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Hello from Duluth. Hey, we talked about how much we love Duluth.
I almost became a neighbor of yours.
He was looking at property. He wanted us to live on that spit with the water on both sides of
I
him.
don't know if I could last in a Duluth winter, but I'd be willing to try.
Pops, they want an autograph from you.
Done. How do I do it? I don't know.
Anything worth mentioning from your trip through Nebraska while on the Lincoln Highway? What do we do in Nebraska specifically? I don't know. I'd have to look at out of the list.
Yeah, it kind of all goes together. But Nebraska did a really good job with the Lincoln Highway. There were some places where you wouldn't even know was there. Other places had signs, and some places like Eastern Pennsylvania was one. Iowa was another. Did a really nice job of highlighting different things, even Wyoming to some extent.
I wish I could remember what we did in Nebraska, because I'm sure that there was some amazing stuff.
Hey,
you can tell us some of our the highlights. Pops, do you like going on cruises?
I've only been on one cruise, and I didn't think I'd like it, but I did. I did an Alaskan cruise, and I like it. But it was, I'm not all about the alcohol and bikinis and all that stuff.
You don't like having your alcohol and wearing your bikini, Pops?
No, well, if I had enough alcohol, maybe I would wear one. But...
Oh man. Any plans to do Voyageurs National Park? Yeah, I wanted to do that on this last trip that we did. I was going to do Voyageurs and Isle Royale, but they were both just difficult to like explore well in like a 1 day period of time, and so I just decided that I'd go back and see them on a different trip so I could spend some time boating around Voyageurs, maybe do an overnight. Same with Isle Royale, having a little bit extra time there. So that's why I didn't do either of those on this one. Another subscriber to Pop's channel.
Thank you.
Super fans from Austria. Our tour last year through the States was planned on your videos. Thank you so much for the inspiration. Thank you for watching the videos and for coming to hang out with us from Austria. I just put the thumbs.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Back to Nebraska.
Look at it.
There you go. Oh, you can make it.
You can make it put a thumbs. Oh. Maybe I made the fireworks come up the first time then.
I don't know. Back to Nebraska. Loved North Platte. Loved Omaha. And there's other things across the state which are really, really fun. The whole Wild Bill stuff. Or Buffalo Bill Cody stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff in Nebraska.
There you go. There's our Nebraska thing. All right. Let's see. Took my dad when he was dying of bone cancer to Olympic National Park. Stayed in a cabin in a lake there. Couldn't watch much, but we had fun seeing a lot in the car. That's amazing that you got to have that experience with your dad as well. That's so cool. I'm sure they'll always remember those memories. That's really cool.
And that's helpful to that other person too.
Your trip coming to Zion and Bryce. Do you guys hike the subway of the Narrows? How scary was Angel's Landing? How scary was Angel's Landing, Pop?
Angel's Landing is scary. Angel's Landing is scary. It's not for everybody. But doing up Walter's Wiggle or whatever it's called, going up there is really, really beautiful. And you get to the top, even if you don't go all the way to Angel's Landing, it's still really beautiful.
Yeah, the nice thing is that you can, if you're interested, you can hike up there and you can just decide whether you want to keep going or not. You don't. You have to get a permit, but you don't have to make that decision beforehand. And I have not done the subway. I would love to do the subway. It's high on my list. I did the Narrows top down, so we hiked the entire Narrows. Absolutely incredible experience. If you go to the Narrows and you hike up, there's a lot of people, so you'll be around a lot of people, but it's
still cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, the Narrows is so cool going up.
Say hello to Robozina. Hello. How are you today? Thanks for stopping by. Love your Road to Hana series. The banana bread was outs though. Yeah, the Road to Hana was incredible. We had so much fun doing that. It's so beautiful. If you get a chance to drive that, it's definitely a little bit of a sketchy drive, but the banana bread's awesome. Everything's awesome on that one. So definitely. Oh, so out of this world. Oh yes, the banana bread was definitely out of this world. Let's see. Love the National Parks video. Would love to see more. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. Appreciate it. iPhones can overheat, Pops. Oh man, good to know. I should use my iPhone. I will say I have had my iPhone overheat before, so I guess you can't trust anything except for my $30 webcam that I have up here. How are you guys? How are you doing today, Pops?
I'm doing all right. It's the start of my semester, so I got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, so he's spending the time with us, even though he has so much work to do. What a great guy.
That's the kind of guy I am.
Hey, from Romania. Hello.
What's up, Romania? Romania. I've been to Romania. It's another cool spot.
Pops, can you start selling merch on your channel? I want a shirt with your face slapped on it.
Done.
Done. It'll be up today
or something. You know what I mean?
Oh man. Let's see. Me and my mom want to travel. I hope you can do it with your mom. That would be awesome. It's so cool to be able to have these experiences. You'll never look back on that, bad. So my dad and I watch your road trip videos all the time. Hey, thanks, Jay. That's so cool that you and your dad can watch them together.
He called us the gentlemen. I've never been called a gentleman. I always feel like there's Three Stooges line. They'd say, "Hello, gentlemen," and they'd both go, "What? Did somebody come in?"
We what's the hardest thing that's happened while on your trips? I mean, Pops and I have been pretty blessed that we haven't had a lot of issues. On the Route 66 video, we had one of our tires on our rental car was like completely bald, and so it rained. We didn't know this, and then it rained, and Pops was driving, and he starts like kind of fishtailing on the freeway. Luckily, we were able to just swap that. We changed the tire to a spare, and then we were able to go swap the car out. I mean, it wasn't particularly difficult, but that was one of the times when we had an actual issue on our road trip.
We hit a deer one time on a trip, and the deer was fine, got up and ran away. We weren't going that fast, but it was just enough to
mess the rental car up and having to use our insurance for that. It was literally like we hit it like 25 miles an hour. The deer like popped off and just kept going without any issues, but the car definitely made us use our insurance for it.
Plastic bumpers.
Yeah. My girlfriend's not a fan of YouTube, but anytime a new video is with Pops in it, she gets hyped up. There you go.
That's awesome.
I shoot almost everything on my iPhone. It may not be in Nat Geo quality, but you can't beat the convenience. I agree 100%. That's how I feel. I mean, it's like if I need to, I just throw my iPhone up and I shoot a lot of stuff with it. So it works really, really great for that. And it's nice to just be able to have the content. Pops edits on his iPhone, his videos. So it's cool that you can do all of that on there. Got a super chat from Pete in Florida. Thank you, Pete in Florida.
Pete. Thank you.
Love the channels, love the video. We love Pops, man. Everybody just wants to throw in that they love you. Where's the one that says we love Josh?
Yeah, I don't know.
It never comes.
Make people feel guilty.
Super chat from Rachel. Hello from the Waters family in Montana.
Rachel.
And the Bitterroot Valley needs a Through My Lens episode. There you go. Sounds like we need to go to Montana to the Bitterroot Valley.
I'm so disappointed that the visit we had talked about doing is not going to work out. We love you guys. I'd love to be with you anytime. So
thank you for the super chat. That's very kind of you. How old is your Pops? How old are you?
I turned 68 in April.
So you're not 85 yet?
No.
Man.
You'd think a son would know how old his father was, instead of just mocking him constantly,
I had this company.
No one knows how I feel. You know what I'm saying? So
I had this company reach out to me I get all these product video offers all the time, and I don't do product reviews and stuff. So I usually 99% say no, but somebody reached out to me who's creating an exoskeleton that you put on your legs, and it says it makes you 30 pounds lighter when you're going hiking, and it's like AI mechanic. I was like, I'm interested. Me and Pops need to go text out that
get an
exoskeleton legs and see how it works for hiking.
Put my exoskeleton on and kick you.
Man, you see what I have to deal with? You guys all think that Pops is nice. Don't, Any plans to travel back to Vancouver to Toronto road trip? Yeah, we've talked about that a lot.
Would be amazing.
I've also loved to do the Vancouver-Toronto train trip as well. So I would think it'd be super cool to do the train trip in like the dead of winter. Mm-hmm. That would be awesome. So I don't know if that'll ever happen, but I think it'd be cool. And there's a shout out for Julian getting tickets to the Camel Farm. That sounds awesome. We didn't take our kids there, but that would have been really cool to do. Let's see. Oh, the Superstition Mountain outside of Phoenix. Okay, there you go. Cool. Yeah, we were trying to figure out where that was at.
I have been there.
Love the Chili Pepper. I went to visit the Chili Pepper only because of Pops. Look at that. You're inspiring Chili Pepper road trips,
that
Pops.
Was pretty
well
epic.
Done.
That place, it's just in front of some freaking hotel. It was like.
It wasn't even. I don't even think it might have been like an apartment complex or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just super random. I think we found it on like Atlas Obscura or something.
I was so excited.
Yeah, that's the thumbnail for that video. Is also in front of the Chili Pepper. When we aren't able to be out on the road in our motorhome during our work weeks, we enjoy the calmness of being on a road trip with you. Well, We appreciate it. We love seeing everybody being excited about kind of living vicariously through us, and hopefully we do inspire you to do different trips yourself as
Absolutely.
well. Thanks, Pops, for the idea to say hi, Josh, at every Joshua tree in the park. My son Josh loved it for the first mile.
Yeah, that's right. And then you keep doing it when he's 14, and he's like, "Stop that."
I can no longer travel due to bad health, but what you guys are able to do is awesome. Enjoy every moment of it. Pause. You may not understand your situation really is. So yeah, no, I agree. We try to take in as much as we can. Our trips can be pretty crazy, but we do try to sit back and just appreciate the things that we get to do as well, for sure.
And I recognize, I don't want to get philosophical, but I recognize my time is finite, and there's a certain number of trips I have left, and so I want to maximize whatever that would be.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta try to see as much as you can, right? What's your favorite place to visit in Oregon? Oregon's incredible. There's so much beauty there. The Trail of Ten Falls always comes to mind. I love that. I love the Columbia River Gorge. I could spend weeks exploring that. I took Pops to see that waterfall,
Yeah,
Multnomah.
Multnomah. I was going to say, I think that's the thing that comes to mind for me.
But then the entire coast with Cannon Beach and all of the beautiful, beautiful coastline of Oregon. Oregon is incredible. Spend some time exploring Oregon for sure. Totally do the Volcanic Legacy Highway. Another tip for that. Awesome. Thank you. Any plans for the 250th birthday of the United States? And I didn't even think about that. That
That's
would be
good, I wonder what
we could
we
do
should
there.
research that. Find out what special events are going to be going on.
Thanks
That's
for
a
the
great
tip.
suggestion, you
Oh,
family.
I didn't do the thumbs up this
Yeah,
time.
thank you for that. I don't know if you put it.
Let's see. Just subscribe to Pop's channel. There you go.
Thank you, Isaac. I appreciate it.
Oh, Pops, we gotta look at this. Now Pop's gonna live to 1,000.
I don't want to live
And
to 1,000.
you're gonna be 1,000-year-old. Get those four numbers.
That's crazy.
Let's see. I subbed to Pops. Love you guys. So many places to point my motorcycle. Awesome. Definitely one you should do. You'll see this in the South Dakota video, but maybe you've already been to Sturgis or whatever up in South Dakota. But that Needles Highway in South Dakota,
That is beautiful.
incredible, and it would be such a cool place to ride a motorcycle for sure. So if that's not on your radar, then definitely do that.
The other thing we discovered that we love just for riding would be British Columbia and going up through the Alaska Highway up towards up through British Columbia. It's just
Incredibly beautiful.
I always wanted to do the Route 66 on a motorcycle, but that's not going to happen. But that'd be another fun thing to do.
That would be cool. The nostalgia of that. Yeah, we were trying. Pops and I were looking at this when we were on Lincoln Highway. What happened to the Gemini Giant? Because they had said it had sold and they were like moving it, but some museum or something bought it and said it was gonna put it up on Route 66. I believe is what we had read. So I don't know what will end up happening with the Gemini Giant, but hopefully in the next year when we go back there again, it'll be there. Got somebody banging on the wall behind me. Kids got kids playing. I love all your videos. I'm from Mexico. Watching your videos inspire me so much. It's like traveling with you. Well, that's so cool. Thank you for saying that. We appreciate it. I'd love to, that you guys hear me everything I'm talking about you. I love to do this. I'd love to do this, but I'd love to drive Baja all the way down. I think that would be a super cool road trip as well.
Mexico is another incredibly beautiful country.
And then you go Highway 30 in Oregon, starts at Astoria, ends at around Multnomah. So there you go. Yeah, and then that's right near the Columbia River Gorge. Tons of waterfalls. Hey guys, love the channel. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it. My wife and I are about to spend a week in Arizona for our first wedding anniversary. We've been planning a trip. Well, happy wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
I hope you guys have a fantastic time out there. Let us know if you need any tips or questions
Lots of
or
great
anything.
things to see in Arizona.
I've never been to the U.S., but because of your videos, we've developed an interest in road trips. Oh, very cool. I'm looking forward to PCH.
PCH is awesome.
You can't beat PCH. Hopefully when you do it, Big Sur area will be open because I know that it's still got a closure over there, I think. But that's just an incredible drive. An East Coast road trip ending up in Nova Scotia or Halifax. Absolutely. We'd love to do that.
That would be a cool idea.
We talked about Canada a lot, and Canada is it's so big and so vast. And I mean, when we were driving through BC and the Yukon, it's like, man, you could just spend an entire life in each one of those areas. And so I would love to do a lot more in Canada, but man, I feel like you need a lot of time to really experience that well.
And a lot of stuff about Canada is kind of mysterious, you know. I mean, it's kind of like you've always heard about the Yukon, but I wonder how many people have actually driven it and seen it. And it's there's a romantic kind of aspect of it, which is really cool. So these other areas of Canada would be cool to see as well.
Hello, Joanna. Thanks for stopping by while you're at work.
Hi, Joanna.
I do like your voice and accent. You speak English more clear than others. May I ask where you're from? Well, from California. Pops is from Jersey. You don't got no Jersey accent, though.
I used to have a Philly accent.
Pops, what do you teach?
Teach special ed. Teach teachers to work with kids with disabilities.
What you love so much about the videos that concentrate on cozy, offbeat, small places and cafes? Yeah, Pops and I are always, for a long time, we were on a search for a good cappuccino because we like a good, strong coffee with not as much milk. But we found that good cappuccinos are very hard to find. A lot of times it's just like a latte, and we don't like as much milk in our coffee. We're very bougie, and so we've moved on to cortados, which is outside of the major cities, you say I want a cortado, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. But in any of the major cities, you get a cortado, and it's basically the perfect ratio of coffee to milk. And so that's what we're searching for anytime we go on a trip, is to find a good cortado.
If you had a cortado, the amount of coffee and milk would be about that size. It's just tiny, and they'll hand it to you, and you know immediately whether it's right or not. Or they'll say, do you want 8 ounces or 12 ounces? And you're like, well, you don't know what a cortado is.
Yeah, exactly. And so we definitely like finding cozy coffee shops, because those are the ones that usually do a pretty good cortado.
But just tell them to give, if you don't know what a cortado is, just tell them, give me 2 shots of espresso with a little bit of foam on top, and that's a cortado.
Yeah. We love Josh and Pops. Oh, we love Josh. Oh, they love Josh.
Yeah,
a couple people. Yeah. We love Josh and Pops as well. Oh, they got to throw you in. They can't just say they love me.
Man, they made your whining made them feel sorry for you.
I appreciate that. Thanks for all the love, everybody.
Give you a tissue, wipe your eyes.
I'm tracking with you, Pops. I'll be 65 next month. Can't wait. I'm still hiking.
Miriam. Well done.
There you go. Places are still on your bucket list. I think you said that Canada, right? Was that still on your bucket list?
Parts of Canada, yeah. I mean, and you mentioned Brazil. The Amazon would be amazing to do the Amazon.
I think my bucket list, like with the kids especially, it's like they've kind of been different in that I like to go spend time in places. So like I loved being in Alaska for a whole month and just getting to explore the state and going to different places. I love being in New York for a whole month. I feel like some of my bucket list things are to go to different cities around the world and spend like a longer amount of time there, so I can feel like I get a little bit of an understanding of the place. So London or Paris or, just these places like that, Barcelona, and just spending 4 weeks and really kind of getting a feel for the culture and the place. I feel like that's kind of my travel bucket list.
But the thing, something that Josh has changed in me is his kind of notion at the root is the destination too. And so it's kind of like we just did the Lincoln Highway. That was a bucket list thing, to do the whole highway. And, obviously there's lots of things along the way, cities and so forth, but that kind of has changed for me a little bit in terms of like the routes that I want to do.
Yeah.
Over necessarily the places that I want to specifically visit. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. What's your favorite road trip snacks? We have a video, you should watch it, where we like kind of answer questions on an entire road trip that we put up. But Pops has a horrible road trip
one of us
snack.
got criticized because he said what he liked, and so he really wasn't interested in what I liked. He wanted to criticize what I liked.
Tell everybody what you like.
I like regular Fritos.
Nobody likes regular Fritos.
And peach iced tea.
And peach iced tea. And I like the Dots pretzels. I like the Muddy Buddy things. I like any type of seltzer water.
But now he's gotten into tahini gummy bears.
Oh no! What I really like right now is seaweed. I'm obsessed with it. You could ask Amy. I get these seaweed chip packs, and man, I'll eat like 3 of those in a day. They're just like good salty crunchiness. So that's my jam right now. Yeah. Better than whatever your thing was, Fritos.
Remember, yeah.
Atlas Obscura is so cool. Oh yeah, we love Atlas Obscura. Pops is always submitting things to them, and
I got one accepted.
They always deny him, but he has one thing that's going to.
I can't understand why they deny some of them, but I got one accepted.
But if you're ever looking at Atlas Obscura in the very north part of like above Minnesota and Canada up there, Pops submitted a mosquito man on a pole or something. What is it?
What's the city? Canara?
Upwalla or something like that.
They had this epic thing, which is a mosquito a giant mosquito with a knife and a fork, and a man is hanging in front of him for this mosquito.
Yeah, he's like eating because his mosquitoes are so bad up there. So that's the way. If you ever
I got
look, then
one.
Pops put that one up there. So let's see. Chili cheese Fritos. Nothing wrong with chili cheese Fritos. The regular ones are the problem. There's regular Fritos Rock. Love seaweed. Seaweed is good for them as well. There you go. Let's see, dude. Nova Scotia during Christmas is beautiful. How can that be bad?
That sounds amazing.
Super chat from Max. Thanks, Max. Appreciate it. $2 and love from Switzerland. Switzerland is
Talk
another
about
place I'd love to
incredibly
spend.
Beautiful places in the world. My gosh.
Yeah, I'd spend months there.
You live there.
Hiking
Max.
and stuff.
Wow.
Pops, are you still scared of heights?
Yep.
Nothing is. It's got worse.
Yep.
It hasn't changed. It's got worse.
I approach it.
Yeah.
I do things, but I'm not.
We
I'm
went
not
in
there.
this. We went in this tower in the Lincoln Highway that was probably
What's the point of a tower?
100 feet off of the ground, and it had this great view of the Lincoln Highway. And he wouldn't walk from the elevator to the window to see the view
What's
because
the point of a tower? A tower accomplishes nothing.
you'll see that in the video to Lincoln Highway. Come to Cheyenne. We were in Cheyenne for like a couple hours. It was right during the Frontiers Day festival.
Yeah, it was crazy.
We walked all around, and Pops, what did you get to do there? You were so excited about at the Frontier Day festival.
They have this thing, Western guy, right? They had this thing where they had these like 1800 year from the 1800s food wagon, what do you call it? Chuck wagons, and they were serving stuff out of the chuck wagons and coffee. And the one guy had this 1850 whatever coffee grinder, and he was grinding some beans. And so I didn't get to have coffee, but I had some ground coffee from a coffee grinder from 1850. That's kind of stuff.
He was very excited about that.
Excited.
I heard about that for a while.
And the Western art they had at that thing was amazing too.
Yeah, so we would love to spend. I actually planned on spending 24 hours there and doing a video in Cheyenne, but because of the festival, all the hotels were really expensive, and so we just kind of spent a couple hours and then we continued on
to go back to Cheyenne.
I love Route 66 video. What was your favorite stop? My favorite stop was this guy right here, the Gemini Giant and the Blue Whale of Catoosa. Those were my two favorite. What was your favorite stop?
Boy, it's hard to say off the top of my head. I think one of them was we met this guy named Harley, and Harley was the whole Cars movie. Harley was kind of the inspiration for the pickup truck. What was the pickup truck name?
The Mater.
And so we spent like a half an hour talking to this guy, and he was very irreverent with what he said, but it was really a kick stopping at his place.
Yeah, that was a really fun one. Any plans to see a rocket launch? I would love to do that. They're off in Lompoc area, I think, is where they're at. I think it'd be cool to go up there and try to like photograph it sometime. So maybe we'll do that in the future. Favorite stop on PCH?
Boy, favorite stop on PCH, that's tough.
Big Sur. Big Sur is always my favorite. Anything on Big Sur. Like, I love Bixby Bridge because I love bridges, and that is like the most epic bridge view ever. That plus the Golden Gate Bridge. They're both epic, but seeing Bixby with like the coastline going out in front of it, it's just so cool.
PCH is just so incredibly beautiful with rock formations and the arches and the waves and everything. It's hard for me to pick out a specific spot. Although I do like Pismo Beach clam chowder.
Exactly. Have you done driftless area locations? I'm not sure what you mean by that. You have to ask it again. Clarify, we would definitely answer. Had a cortado today, but a long way away near the Brecon Beacons in Wales.
Oh, wow.
There you go. How's the cortados in Wales?
Yeah,
Are they good?
I've never been to Wales.
Have you ever explored the northern panhandle of Idaho, Sandpoint? No, I mean, Idaho's one of those places where I've spent like basically no time, and I think it'd probably be a place that I'd really like. So I would love to do that. Have you spent much time in there?
Been to Boise a little bit, and area around there a little bit. Very rural, beautiful.
On another channel, California Through My Lens, there hasn't been video in months. Is there going to be anytime soon? Yeah, I covered this a little earlier, but I was gone for 75 days, so I didn't do anything in California. The last video was that one with my wife and I in San Diego, and I have a lot of ideas of things to do there, but managing the two channels is definitely difficult. But since I got all the content for Through My Lens, now I'm hoping to go do a bunch of cool California stuff over the next couple months and get that channel's content
And
back on
suggest some
again.
things if there's something particular you'd like him to revisit, because he's done so much.
Yeah, definitely. Have you tried a macchiato? I think you'd like it. Espresso and a little foam. Yeah, I don't know which one we should probably do a cortado and a macchiato at a good place and decide which one we like the
Yeah,
best.
I'm not sure what the difference would be.
Have you ever been to Switzerland? I've been for like a couple days on a trip a long time ago, but I didn't get to spend a lot of time there. What about you, Pops?
Yeah, I have. We drove all around that in 1984, believe it or not. It was gorgeous.
Sorry, I've been asked, but you thought about doing long distance trains. That's really high on my list of things to do. I'm very interested in train travel. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know because it's expensive and I got to find a reason to justify the cost of going and doing them. Regular Fritos are good with chili cheese. There you go. Found Pops hiking in Travel Channel. I thought it was weird that Josh likes sparkling water. It's just boring. Sparkling water is great. I love some sparkling water. Let's see. Go the covered bridges of Madison County. That would be awesome. I love covered bridges. I want to do those anytime I get a chance. Surprised Colorado hasn't been conquered yet. Yeah, I really do want to spend a lot of time there. So that's why I've kind of put it off. Is I want to have like a couple weeks like we did in Texas to do Colorado. I think that it's one of those states that definitely deserves a 2-week trip. So hopefully we'll do that in the next year or so. But that's why it's not on there right now. Let's see. Favorite stop. We covered that. Like seaweed. Favorite road trip song. It looks like we're almost getting towards the end, so leave any more questions and we'll answer them for another like 15 minutes or so. But what's your favorite road trip song, Pops?
Well, we try to come up with a road trip song for each of the different trips we were on. So
well, the one we listened to the most on this last trip was Crosby, Stills and Nash Southern Cross. That was the jam on the last trip. But we listened to a lot of Eagles over the course of time.
Mm-hmm.
Listened to John Denver when we were on the Blue Ridge.
I introduced Josh to that song Bird Dog, which he loves now.
Yeah, it's amazing. Pops is a love for the 50s, which doesn't usually become a favorite road trip song, but
well, when Josh was working, when we were driving to, for those of you who will appreciate this, I listened to the entire Close to the Edge by Yes and the entire I get balloons for that.
I think it's something that we're doing somehow.
And the entire Relayer albums of Yes. So
I don't know how to make balloons come. Oh, there, I did it again. So maybe 2 makes balloons come. Yeah, the one person there's 350 people watching, and I think one person will probably know what Yes, Close to the Edge is.
That's all right.
I don't know how we do it.
I want some more balloons for Yes.
Let's see. My favorite video is when we went and saw Firefall. Yeah, that was incredible.
That was amazing.
That was so much fun. If you had to pick one spot on the Blue Ridge Parkway, which one would it be?
I would definitely do that one hike that went up to that little kind of area that was the top. It was a short hike. I can't think of what it was called. It was like a short
The
hike.
one with the lightning bugs at the end?
No, well, that one was cool too, but that other one, it was just gorgeous going up there. And then you came to a top and there was like a wall up there that you could climb on and stuff. And I can't remember the name of it.
I can't remember either. The mill, I think I liked the mill the best because it was so picturesque and cool. And then all the waterfalls. There's so many waterfalls that like, if you look at the video, just look at whatever waterfall you're the most interested in. But I mean, there was 6 or 7 amazing waterfalls. That and the mill are the 2 things that stand out the most, like thinking back on it. But I'm sure if I watched that video again, I'd know of like 10 things that I'm forgetting.
I think I put that in one of my videos. That was my favorite.
That hike?
Yeah, that one that was in Blue Ridge. Yeah.
Just subscribe to Pop's channels. There you go.
Thank you.
Pakistan, hello. That's awesome.
Hello, Samina.
Pops, did you see any cool fences while you were on the road trip?
Have we seen any cool fences?
That's a call out to Blue Ridge Parkway because Pops is always stopping to look at all the fences on the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Don't encourage him, Diane. Come on, don't encourage him.
Would you move to any of the places that you visited? Pops, would you move to anywhere we've been?
I would. I mean, I don't know if it'll ever happen in my lifetime, but I would move to Alaska in a second, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I always think, like, I always thought I'd stay in Southern California my whole life, but I mean, as much as we've traveled, it's like I find a lot of things to like in a lot of these places. So I don't have any reason to move at the moment, but I mean, there's a lot of cool places that we've been to that I think would be fun to spend more time. It's always hard to know when you're traveling through something like what it would be like to live there, but I mean, I like a lot of the United States now. Top 5 bridges you've ever visited. Oh, don't put me on the spot. Golden Gate Bridge, the Bixby Bridge, the bridge on the Blue Ridge one, the viaduct. That one was super cool.
What about that one that you hiked out in the middle of nowhere to find?
Yeah, the bridge, the Goat Canyon Trestle is definitely one of my top ones. That's on the California channel. It's this crazy hike to get there. And I don't know what number 5 would be. I mean, I like the Tower Bridge in Sacramento, the cool yellow bridge. There was some cool bridges on the Lincoln Highway too, but I can't think of what. Oh, the Mackinac. That was an awesome bridge. That is it's like 5 miles long going between the. So yeah, I love bridges.
I like Brooklyn Bridge. When we were there, I did a video about that.
I should have said Brooklyn Bridge. That's a good one
But
too.
there was this there's this cool bridge that we found that crossed over from New Jersey to Pennsylvania on the Lincoln Highway that was built in the 1800s. Just a tiny little 2-lane bridge, but that was really cool.
Pops, what is your favorite board game? It's a
My
good
favorite
question.
board game? Well, the thing when Josh was a kid in high school, all his friends would always come over and we'd play Risk. And
I was gonna say that we played Risk so
Risk.
much growing up. We would always do that. And it also said, Josh, was some of your favorite childhood vacations. Yeah, I mean, the Yosemite is the one that I always think of. It's like one of the things that kind of got my love for Yosemite was just the fact that we visited that a lot when we were younger, and it was something that my dad and my mom both really liked. So we went 3 times or so when we were growing up, but it definitely cemented that love for Yosemite for me. Let's see. Route is the destination, and they love regular Fritos. There you go. Lola Pass in Idaho is beautiful. Heck yes. I'm thinking about starting to do some solo traveling. Any suggestions for perfect locations for solo visits? Way to fight off awkwardness or loneliness. Yeah, I covered this a little bit earlier too, and it reminded me of another thing. One, there's like meetups in big cities. So in LA, for sure, there's meetups that where they go hiking with a bunch of different people. So that could be a good way to get to know somebody in a city, and they might, be able to give you some tips on things to do. And I know that Airbnb used to. I don't know if they still do, but they have an experiences section where you can pay to go learn cooking at someone's house, or you can pay to have somebody take you on a photographic tour of their city. I haven't personally done that, but I think that could be a really cool way to get into a city, meet a local, get some good advice on where people connect and things that they do in the city. So that's probably what I would do if I was traveling solo and I kind of wanted to meet up with some people. In terms of perfect destinations, I mean, it's hard to beat some of the bigger cities, especially places like New York or LA or San Francisco or San Diego. There's so much energy in those places, so many things constantly happening. I mean, when we were in New York, you'd walk down the street and they'd be a yoga, people doing yoga in the park, and then you go somewhere else and there's people doing workup meetouts, and people are walking the bridges and hanging out in Dumbo. And I think there's a lot of good ways to kind of connect with people in those types of cities. Let's see. Have you ever thought of doing storm chasing in Tornado Alley? Pops, we did storm chasing on our last video.
It was so crazy. When we crossed over the border basically into Iowa, we were immediately confronted with this monstrous mega storm. And we're hearing all these reports that says, go and shelter, go and shelter. And so there was this car parked in front of us, and I pulled over real quick and jumped out and said, what are we supposed to do? And they said, go and shelter. I said, what does that mean? I don't know what go and shelter means. And they said, well, drive 2 hours the opposite direction from the storm, basically was what go and shelter means. Well, we didn't do that. But and they were storm chasers. But I'm like,
we drove back to the closest tiny town, and we were going to the library or the gas station, and they had all locked their doors and stuff. And we were like, what are we supposed to do? So we drove south, and what was so crazy was seeing this storm kind of catch up to us and seeing it's the fingers of the storm. And luckily, the tornado warning was kind of north of us, and it didn't end up turning into a tornado there. But I mean, the storm was not unlike anything I'd ever seen before with the clouds, and then being able to see kind of the way that the clouds morphed, and then it became crazy hail and rain and everything. It was nuts for sure.
So will that find its way into the Lincoln
That'll be in the Lincoln Highway video, yeah, at some
ultimately,
point.
when we get to Iowa in the Lincoln Highway video, you'll see that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I check your plays before you do anything. So big thank you. I appreciate that. I'm so glad that the videos have been helpful for you guys. Have you been to Scotland or Ireland? I've been to Ireland before I was making videos. Pops, you've been to both, right?
I've been to both. Edinburgh is a really, really cool spot. I've only been to Northern Ireland. I haven't been to the main or the lower part?
They were stargazing during a SpaceX launch in Joshua Tree. That would be so cool. And you go to the Buffalo Ranch just off of Cheyenne. No, I didn't do the. I don't think we did that at all when we were in. That doesn't sound familiar. Been to Australia. I would love to do Australia. I actually looked just to see, if you could do a road trip through the outback.
Or even a circle.
But it's like 3,000 miles or something, and I think you probably would have trouble with that.
I've been in Melbourne is all.
But yeah, I would. I'd love to go to Australia for as long as I possibly could. That would be awesome. Super fan, super sticker. Thank you for that. It was. I'll have to look up the Lemon character doing shoulder shimmy dance moves. Oh, there you go. There you go.
That's awesome.
Let's see. We got some more. Just a coffee for you guys. We appreciate that. We'll get a cortado after this.
Thank you.
Have you been in Wisconsin? I would love to do that. That like Apostle Island area. I'd love to go up there. We drove through it between Minnesota and Michigan, but because we didn't have the time to really give it, we didn't really get to spend any time there. So hopefully in the future. Anywhere is great for solo vacations. So there you go. There's a tip for some places to go. Hot Springs. That's a great idea too. Thank you, Kelly. Let's see. Driftless area is a rolling hill country in the Midwest, Southwest. Oh, Wisconsin. Oh no, I haven't been anywhere around there.
Before. That's interesting.
I have to look that up. That sounds super cool. Let's see. Have you researched family history and locations to visit? That yeah, I actually had somebody from Scotland who had asked to do some family history research for us, but nothing really came of it. It would be cool to look into that in the future. There's so many things to look up. Hey buddy, there you go. Yes was a great band. I told you you'd have one person that would be excited about it.
Thank you for the support, D.
I
saw John Anderson recently in concert.
Which state have you been to that has the best food? You can include California. I mean, New York City is basically impossible to beat for food. I mean, they just have the most of all of the different types of food you can get there. So I mean, I would say that's probably some of the best food I've ever had. New Orleans, also some of the best food I've ever had. And then, I mean, California does have a lot of great food as well. Do you have anything?
It depends on what you're after, I guess. I like the sandwiches in New Jersey, as you've heard me say before on our channel. So,
what's the name of Pop's channel? Pop's Travel and Hiking. It's pinned.
Just go Pop's Hiking.
Pinned to the top of this one. Let's see.
Thank you, Deb.
Have you been to any places that were pleasant surprises or disappointments compared to what you were expecting? I would say every time we visit a big city, we kind of both are a little bit worried about it, but we tend to like them. Like we liked Detroit for the time we were there. We liked
Omaha.
We liked Omaha a lot. We like Cedar Rapids was probably one of the ones where we like wanted to have a little bit more to do there, but there was some cool stuff even to do in Cedar Rapids. We climbed Trash Mountain.
And
Trash Mountain in
we
Cedar
felt
Rapids.
that way a little bit about Duluth. We enjoyed some of the stuff we saw in Duluth. So
checking in from Las Vegas, my favorite trip would be the Texas barbecue. Keep on rocking in the free world. There you go. Blowing Rock Interest the Parkway. I knew instantly that was one of the first places. It's awesome there. Any super creepy experiences? We haven't had anything like that. Pops had that one story that he tells.
Yes, we have.
What do we have?
So when we were coming out
I'm excited to see what creepy experience.
You'll agree with me 100%. When we were coming out of like Salt Lake City, we stopped at this.
The spiders.
Oh my gosh! We stopped at this spot to look back at kind of like the salt flats, whatever. And we're walking over to the edge of this, and there's thousands of spiders everywhere. It was like so freaky that we're both standing there for 20 minutes taking videos of the spiders.
They were really big spiders, and they were definitely everywhere. There'll be videos of that too.
Thousands of them. It was unbelievable.
I guess that was kind of creepy. Yeah, it was kind of cool though. You're mentioning that your dad is 6'7". Are you also? I'm like 6'3", so he's got like 4 inches on me. Thanks for highlighting Mackinac Island. Yeah, the Mackinac Island was so cool. I like loved that spot even a lot more than I anticipated. It was just one of those places that had so much interesting history, and I loved like not having the cars, so you could just take that bike ride. It was so just relaxing and fun and beautiful. I told my wife, I'm like, we got to go back with the family to Mackinac Island, especially in that time of year we were there where it wasn't too busy. I don't know how it is in the summer, but I definitely loved that. Hey, there's another
Rick Wakeman.
You got to have your own yes
I
conversation
met
over
Rick
here.
Wakeman once and shook his hand. He was awesome.
Looks like we've got. How did you restart the stream? Yeah, I couldn't switch over my camera for some reason, so I had to completely shut the whole thing down and restart it again. I appreciate everybody coming back over, and I'll hopefully figure out my camera next time. But please give us a phobia warning before. I should definitely put up a warning.
It's unbelievable.
Crazy amount of spiders. Your channel's inspired me to come to US States and consider my studies. That's really awesome. Greetings from the UK. Your adventures are really awesome to watch. So well captured. Have enjoyed them, especially Utah and Alaska. Yeah, I mean we've just had so many amazing experiences. We've been so blessed with all the cool things that we've been able to do, and then all these new things that we're going to put up over the next couple months with our trips to New York and to South Dakota and to Michigan. And I mean, it's just so much cool stuff we've been able to do, and I'm excited to share like these places. I'm excited to share South Dakota because I bet a lot of you don't have South Dakota high on your list. But
no idea.
when you watch the video, it's going to be hard to not be like, I really want to go to South Dakota because the Black Hills and Needles Highway and Mount Rushmore and the Badlands and Wall Drug. I mean, it's just and Sioux Falls, like the falls there and stuff. I mean, there's just so much cool stuff in South Dakota, and then Michigan, and it's just. I'm excited to share these things because I hope that it gets you all excited to be able to experience some of these places that maybe you hadn't even thought of wanting to experience before. See if there's any other things popping up. Is YouTube your full-time job? Yes, it is my full-time job. Well, with like the blogs and other things that I run. Hoover Dam, I did that. I don't know if I have video on it, but I have a blog on it, and that was really cool. I would like to do the tour. I didn't do the tour. I just kind of walked around, but it was cool. Plans to visit Pakistan? Not at the moment, but I would love to visit Pakistan.
Totally
I'm sure it'd be awesome.
That's for sure.
And I need to get this translated. My Spanish is not very good, but hola, Nito. Thank you. Gracias.
It says Pops is really handsome, and you need to put the camera on him a lot more. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't realize that.
There you go. South Dakota is already high on my list. I can't wait to see the video. Thanks for the PCH video where father, son, and the exact same trip. That's so cool. Appreciate it. You guys doing that. We hear that a lot, and I think that's one of the coolest compliments that we can get is just that people being excited about seeing the father and son thing, and then doing it with father, daughter, mother, son, whatever, but just going out and having kind of those generational road trips and making those memories. And I think that's really cool about what we're doing and just the connection that people have had.
And I mean, and just to pull a serious one for a second, that's what Josh is about with so much of this, is to encourage people to go out and live their own lives. I mean, we get it that some people have issues they're facing, they can't get out, and these videos are helpful to them. But more than anything, to inspire you to go out there, that's what lights Josh up more than anything.
Yeah, especially I love the travels with the parents. It's so cool because me and my dad have had such good adventures from that, A couple more. Camera setup. Yeah, I have a video on my camera setup from 2023, and I don't think much has changed, if anything, from there. I'm basically using the same thing. So you can see that on my channel. I don't use a gimbal or anything. I just hand hold, my camera. Did you use the Model 3? We didn't use the Model 3 for the most recent trip. I wanted to drive it to New York. That was one of the main reasons that I was excited to get it. But there was the stretch of the loneliest road between Salt Lake City and Reno, where there's no charger, and it was basically impossible to do other than spending the night like an RV park and doing one of the slow charging with like the regular plugs. And so I kind of just abandoned that, and we used the Traverse that we used for Alaska. But it would have been really cool to do that whole trip in the Tesla for sure. Let's see, anything else we got before? I love the Texas barbecue trip.
Somebody says, I've never backpacked in Europe myself, so I can't comment on that at all.
Yeah, I mean, I traveled around Ireland for about a week, kind of just staying in hostels and stuff. It was incredible. Hostels are a great way for solo travelers to meet people because everybody's hanging out and cooking and, going out to have a drink together and stuff. So if you're looking for solo travel, that can be a great way to do that as well.
And you did do that long, there's not really a hike, but that long walk in Spain.
Yeah, we did the Camino. My wife and I, we did 100 kilometers on that. So it was like 5 days of walking, and that was a true backpacking trip, through the cities and stuff. But we were carrying our backpacks. That that was really cool. All right, anything else before we sign off? I'm like losing my voice. Let's see.
We went to Key West.
When you going to do Key West? Yeah, we got Key West videos on there. Check them out. Key West road trip from Miami video. We got an actual video on Key West. We got video on Dry Tortugas. Add a budget counter to the trips. I'm trying really hard to remember to put like prices for things, because things definitely are more expensive than they used to be, and it affects the videos for sure. My dad and I used to do a lot of similar trips. Always seek the heart of the sunrise. You never like it kind of sucks to get up for a sunrise, but it's like you never forget those things. Like you never forget the sunrises. At least I don't. And so I try, if I'm in a cool place, to get up for a sunrise if I can.
That might be too Heart of the Sunrise. That's a Yes song.
Oh, well, there you
That
go.
might be
See,
an allusion
I
to
don't
a
even
Yes
know.
song.
So, do you seek the sunrise then, Pops?
Dream on to the heart of the sunrise. Dark distance. How can... I'll stop.
Beautiful. How many states have you been? Have you been to every state?
I may have been to every state, and even just this last trip, that since the beginning of the year, I've been to 23 states just since January.
Pops and I have been to like 30 something states together on our road trips. I think. I don't think I've been in North Dakota. You been to North Dakota? I can't.
No, maybe I haven't been to North Dakota.
I can't think of when I would have been there.
Yeah.
I've been to every other state that I can think
I'm
of.
pretty sure you're right.
Maybe we got to go to North Dakota so we
Do a
can
North
check off
Dakota
our
road
50th.
trip. There you go. Probably will fall in love with that state too.
Add filming description to the description. Okay, I've been trying to do that because people ask for that. I'll try to do that more. You want to do a road trip through East Canada and a road trip through Mexico? Absolutely. We would love to do both of those for sure. Have you ever seen the Northern Lights during a road trip? I tried to see the Northern Lights last year because I flew up to Fairbanks and we got shut out, but Pops has seen them.
Oh my gosh, I researched. My wife just kind of casually one time said, you know, on my bucket list, see the Northern Lights. So I kind of figured, where's the best place in North America to see the Northern Lights? And it was a place called Yellowknife in upper northern part of Canada. And we went up there and it just blew our minds. It was amazing.
All right, Pops, I think this is the best one ever to leave on.
Okay.
Can Pops sing the Sound of Music theme?
I did in that one video.
Oh yeah, you did the Fall Colors
the hills
video.
are alive with the sound of music. No, it wasn't. Was it Fall Colors?
Yeah, we were up in the Von
what's
Trapp
his name?
family
Von Trapp
lodge.
family. Yeah.
So yeah, Pops has sang a little bit of the of that. So
Yeah.
there you go. All right. Well, I mean, I think that we're probably to 2 hours and 20 minutes. Y'all are awesome, just hanging out with us for this long.
Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota.
Yeah,
There we
that's in
go.
North Dakota. We have
There
to
we
do
go.
that.
And I love Teddy Roosevelt.
And the person says that it's freaking awesome there as well. So.
Done.
But yeah, I mean, thanks for coming back over to us, even though we messed up the first stream. I mean, you still got 350 people watching, so
You're
we
so kind.
appreciate y'all. You're very kind to us, and you encourage us to do a lot of these trips.
You really are incredibly kind. We talk about that all the time. So
And
thank you.
if people are interested in a meetup, then be sure to like let us know how you would want to see that. I mean, we're in Southern California, so it'd probably be like an LA area meetup or something. But if people are interested, like we would love to connect with some people. And there's a company that keeps reaching out to us about leading trips as well, like leading a trip to another country and having people come with us. So I don't know if anybody's interested in that, to let us know in the description, and maybe you'll see a Pops and Kid trip in the future where you could come to somewhere crazy with us and go on an adventure.
The only downside is if you hung out with us, you may not like us anymore.
Yeah, we're way less
Well,
cool in real life than we are on the videos.
A lot of editing Josh does to
Yeah.
make us look better than we are.
Exactly, all the 2 hours of boring silences that we have, in the car. But yeah, all right. Well, enjoy your Sunday, everybody, and thanks so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care.
Go check out Pop's channel. He put a video up while we were streaming.